Le
But
seul
did
truc,
you
c'est qu'il... Oh, moi, je
did
suis
you win
taquin.
your shot in the morning? Yeah. I love both my shots. Ah, in pas today des semaines shot.
Ouais, normal. Parce que pas si bien chaud aujourd'hui. Moi, je suis avec toi, allez. Là, tu avais expliqué.
Okay.
Allez, par
But
rapport
you win
à, par rapport
shot.
à, par rapport à aujourd'hui, si je peux bien comprendre qu'il est arrivé, il a déjà fait un peu autant qu'il push aujourd'hui. Man, c'est qu'il follow, mobile message, là, WhatsApp depuis bonheur. Market was favorable to long.
Ah,
Oui.
si tu- est-ce qu'il te mind fait en anglais?
Ouh, ok. Ok, no problem. T'as idée de couloir, man. Me fatigué. Allez, allez, on te rase un coup, on te rase un coup.
Is it
Yeah.
in English? Yeah. Oh, French.
So, so basically, today was not the good time for a short process. I'm gonna explain why. Pas de Mauricien qui là, je tout comprends anglais ici là. Just to know. Ouais, ouais, je tout comprends anglais. Ça va, ça va. Bon, vous faites en anglais créole, tu l'as dit. Moi, je peux rien comprendre. En fait, des affaires à prendre en considération. Two things to take in consideration today. First was what we call the new week opening up. What we call the new week opening up. What is it exactly? Understand that on Friday, the market has closed. And then we have an opening at 6 o'clock on Sunday. And market left actually a gap. Ce qui me veut dire, c'est que on the 1 hour time frame, ça veut dire l'eau est temps, quand machine fermée vendredi le 4, une quitte opening range gap here. Et ça opening range gap là, and this is what we call a new week opening gap. So basically, where the market has closed, you're going to take the candle and you're going to mark the closure of a candle. So in that case scenario, this is a bearish candle. So opening is on the top and the closure is here. You're going to mark the closure here. And then where the market has opened back on Sunday 6, you're going to mark the opening of a candle. And this zone, actually, we call it a new week opening gap. So what is a new week opening gap? Qu'est-ce que c'est un new week opening gap exactement? Alors, je suppose que ça gap là, en fait, it's something which is frequent in the market. It happened each week one time at Friday when market closed and when it opened back on Sunday. And these gap are actually unfilled orders in the market, but not traders, but brokers has leave. Alors, ce que je veux dire, ça gap là, c'est pas un gap qui quitte pas un trader, but ban broker on the which has leave those gap. What I mean is those gap, no matter what happened, even if the market is crashing or pumping, arrival to a level, it can happen the same day, but it will definitely happen the same week. There is no way out for this. Those gap must be filled fully, which means that whatever happened in the market, those gap price action will go and eventually come to fill it fully. Qui me veut dire que ça un gap là, le marché, peu importe ce qui arrive, il est capable d'arriver le même jour, il est capable d'arriver dans la semaine qui suit, la semaine qui peut venir là, mais un gap là pas capable remain unfilled. Price must fill it fully. And this is what we call the new week opening up. So today, price action was very beautiful and easy to know what to do. Let me explain why. En fait, déjà, nous tenons un opening gap in the morning here. We have an opening gap in the morning, and so Monday has opened here. And the gap was like this. We know that this gap gotta be filled. Mais sauf que, as we see, the gap was, yes, we have one each week. Exactly. Um, as we see, when price open, it has opened below the gap. So we know that our arrival to a moment, it have to go up. Then what happened during the day? Qui nous trouvé pendant la journée? I'm gonna switch back to the 1 minute time frame and turn on my session indicator. So we see that Asia, what did Asia did? As usual, Asia did a range. And then what happened? The blue zone is actually Asia. La couleur bleue là, c'est Asia. Okay. And then what happened? London, we wait for London to open. When London open, you will notice something which is very interesting. London open up here. Okay. I want you to focus on something which is very important. When Asia did the range, Asian fan range, we have a little pre-market session. This is the pre-market session. This one, there is no session here. But what did the pre-market session did? It already, sweep already the low of Asia, which means that there is nothing left here. Okay. So this is one thing to take in consideration. And then what happened? London open. We wait for London to open. We all know that London love to manipulate. So London opening was here at 4 New York time. Okay. Then what did London do exactly? Quand London est ouvert, il montait, Lynn décide pour elle prendre the high. Yep. London decided to take the high of Asia, but not just taking the high of Asia. Here you can see that London took the high of Asia, but not just taking the high of Asia, most important, it went to fill some part of gap, which was here. So in the gap, we have this zone on top, we call the upper quadrant, and this is what we call the lower quadrant. And the most important zone of a gap is the middle one, 0.5 line. Right now, it's filling the lower quadrant. So, and then what happened? See that it went up, but did not touch the most important zone and got rejected back here. And this is what London did. So, nous comprenons qu'ils l'ont ouvert aujourd'hui. Et quand il ouvert aujourd'hui, ce qu'il fait, il prend automatiquement Asia sur high. Ça veut dire Asia n'est plus dans l'importance. Fact that Asia low was sweep and London high was sweep. I'm sorry, Asia low was sweep and Asia high was sweep, which means that Asia had nothing else to do in the market. We can't stop taking it in consideration. Job done for them. But what happened? We see that London took a high of Asia and filled at least, let's say, 35% of the gap. This was interesting to note. And a lot of traders, when I saw this, they would say that, okay, you know, today, since this high has been taken, I'm gonna look for a New York short, which was supposed to go down, right? This was the short, actually. Many traders got trapped thinking that, okay, New York gonna short. But there's something you should take in consideration. Remember what I said, the new week opening gap, gap new week open, whatever happened, market gotta fill this fully. If a market doesn't fill this fully, this means that we are into an imbalanced market because those gaps represent something very important. These are unfilled orders or brokers in the internet, which means that brokers, which allowed us to trade CME, leave those unfilled orders so that whenever New York open back, they got to fill it back to activate those orders. This is why those gap is important. And now let's see what happened exactly. So this is the the new week opening gap, right? Là, nous trouvons qui, OK, London, infini, okay, it took the high, very good. So we're going to wait for 9:30 opening gap. The 9:30 is very important because the 9:30 is, which is where New York will take action, which is here, actually. So what's going to happen exactly? We see that the pre-market session, okay, did absolutely nothing. And we have what left? We have a high of the high of London, which is here, and we have a low of London. Ça veut dire qu'en pre-market in occur, avant que New York ouvert de nouveau, OK? Nous avons un pre-market qui open avant que New York ouvert de nouveau. Par rapport à ça, ce qui est arrivé, we have high and below, and nothing was taken. And then New York opened here. New York opened at 9. Now, what I'm going to wait for the 9:30 to open to understand what would be the best trade for today. We wait for 9:30 to open. I'm going to zoom forward a bit more. Okay, right. 9:30 open here. As you see, the 9:30 candle is here. The moment the 9:30 opened, what I did, I know that this zone was something which is about to be taken. Went back to regular trading hours. Okay. And what can we see? We already know that this is the new week open level. So we're not gonna like keep it on top, but we know that this is the new week open level. But what interesting the most is the 9:30 opening gap. So as you can see here, the market has closed here. I'm gonna take the close of the market. And then the market has opened here today on 9:30. I'm gonna take the opening of this candle. First thing to take in consideration, if a gap is more than 120 handle, price is unlikely to fill it instantly. It might break away from it and then later come to fill it. If a gap is less than 120 handle, what can happen is price gonna fill it and you might get some rejection on those lines, 0.5 or 0.75. But in that case scenario, this gap, to understand, is it more or less 120 handle? It's very easy. You take the opening range gap and the short gap, you're just gonna make a simple calculation. So you take the short gap here, which is 17,483 minus the opening range gap price, which is opening range gap price, which is 16,000, okay, and 924. This gap is about 559 handle. So you know that price is unlikely means to break away. When you get back easily, c'est pour un numéro aussi, on comprend. Puis je comprends si je calcule the gap, je prends the closure, je minus the opening. Si montant là plus qui 120, je finis que des plus qui 120. Si montant là moins qui 120, c'est un gap moins qui 120. C'est comme ça qu'il nous calcule le gap. Pour information. Then what you do, you just go back on electronic trading hours. So New York has opened. Asia did what it have to do. So we understand that, okay, everything was ready. What we were expecting, what we would expect price to do. Basically, I'm just gonna refresh so that the chart get back as it was. Okay, very good. I'm gonna let the indicators load so that you can see correctly. Okay, this is good. Session, just put back the indicator. Okay, good. So what to expect when price action was into that level? So we were here, 9:30 open here. So what I'm expecting is very, very simple. I did talk about this in the group. So this is the gap. We know that price not gonna fill it instantly because it's huge gap. So what we have a London low, which is waiting here. So ce qui rappelle was, remember, I did told in the group, there was two possibility. Let me show you what did I say. So if you go on, you're seeing my WhatsApp right now, right? If you go on the group earlier, I did say, if price break away from the gap and take the London low, we will look for a long opportunity. You will see it on the message historic. And if not, then what happened? If the gap go fill it right now, we're gonna take a short position. So what did price did exactly? Observe. On va te dire, si prix vient prend London low ou même un fractal qui est ici, nous pourrons une long opportunity le reversal. Maintenant, si prix a direct dans gap là, il fil gap là, nous pourrons une short, depending what price did. So à partir de 9:30, as from 9:30, which was here, we waited for price to take action. So what happened? Price start on 9:30. Many traders start shorted here, maybe. But I was waiting for that London, mainly that London low to be taken, which is this line. Je m'attends à London low la prend. And effectivement, comment le trouver? The London low has been swept, which is here. I'm going to draw it correctly so that you can see it. Là, le trouver. London low was here. So the London low was taken. And then what happened? We have once again stream of video, low opening range gap. How do we call this? Rejection, right? One time, two time, three time, four time. And then what happened exactly? Something interesting happened is when price sweep the London low, we got a reversal here. Where do we confirm our reversal? It's not here, it's not here, it's not here, but it's here. You need to have at least 3 consecutive candles to confirm your reversal. And so what happened is we have a sweep, rejection. This first fair value gap on this level become a breakaway gap. Okay. And then what I did, I say, okay, I have a second fair value gap here. Plus a market structure shift, which happened on fractal. Même ça, moi, tu peux le groupement des autres, ça. Nous avons un MSS fractal, which was this one, and here. And then what happened, many of us has placed our trade here. Moi-même, je prends une limite ici, je mets un SL là, like this, and I would say I would have target back my opening range cap. That was my trade for today. I wanted to do that trade, but unfortunately, what happened, price didn't even retrace. No, as you can see, it went instantly up, 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 up. So that was actually the long position. Why I was sure that we should be taking a long position today, qui fait ici qui nous suffisant prend une position, c'est qu'il long today. But it was simply because the new week opening gap was aligned with the 930, and we know that this had to be filled. It was a beautiful price action. So today, definitely for me, was long. Okay, it was in very nice long, and this was something to be expected. And as you can see, price eventually with time filled the gap fully and did an explosion on top. This was today trade. So, moi, now I'm going to reply to some question. Moi, pour répondre à ma question, qui fait prix pas une retracé? Et pas une revine trace à niveau là. Au fait, moi, tu places mon l'entrée, si slow MSS là, ici, me donne un sens, il vient de retracer. Why it did not retrace? Au fait, pour la simple raison que quand l'in market shift ici et prochain candle innové, l'in casse un breaker ici. There was a breaker here. So it broke the breaker. And once the breaker was broke, what happened is here, sand breaker. If I take on the body, it broke the breaker, it retest on the breaker was here, and you could have taken entry here. Maintenant, il y a une différente façon de je suis capable aussi prendre l'entrée. C'est simplement comment tu trouves fini faire ça MSS, ça te rentre le market directement, te mettre un SL en bas. You could have also just enter market here on the market structure shift and put a stop loss below. And this would have been the beautiful trade of the day. Unfortunately for me, I'm not sad because I guess the market direction was very right. I was right in the market direction. But sometimes it do happen that market won't retrace. So at least you didn't have loss. I'm calling it a day for today. But beautiful price action, more than 4,000 ticks has been delivered today, just on NQ. But really, really beautiful price action. That's it. Est-ce qu'il y a une question par rapport à l'entrée NQ aujourd'hui? Anyone?
Non, mais sûrement, je une question pour toi.
C'est question. Diamant?
If I want to learn how to learn ICT trading and stuff, where should I learn? Like, what's the best thing to learn from?
You got to learn it from the mentor himself. If you go on YouTube, actually, type ICT, you will eventually find out about his channel, right? But thing is, there is ton of videos in the channel, how to start correctly. You go on playlist. So basically, how I had started like years ago. First thing you should go for the core content 2016. When you do the core content 2017, one by one, core content 2016, core content 2017. And then once you finish, you jump instantly to the 2022 model, which is 17 or 2023 model. Sorry, you go on the 2023 model. You can skip the 2024 model and then you go straight to 2025 model. Thing is, his video is very, very long. You have to take a lot of patience because most of his video is about 45 minutes, 1 hour, 25 minutes. The core content are okay, but as from 2023 and 2025, you will notice that you have videos like 1 hour videos, so then 59 minutes, stuff like that. But you got to listen what he's saying, taking notes, and then you're gonna see things into your chart. Um, it's gonna take a bit time, maybe 8 months to 9 months to understand the core content, and then afterward, for once you're easy with the core content, you can go very quick from 2023 to 2025. I have a skip personally 2024 because I didn't need it. But if you want to have a look at it, you can have a look. But the must be to understand ICT concept. You have to go for the core content. The core content is the most important, actually.
I've learned about CRT and that, like the basics of CRT and stuff.
Mhm. But
Like
CRT,
Kabir.
but CRT is good. It's very good. It's allowed you to understand like a toolbox, which allowed you to
Yeah,
understand how the market is moving. But thing is, added to the CRT, you gotta add some tweaks with it so that you can catch up move like this, you know. It's not gonna be like that much easy. If I take a simple concept, I wanted to know a bias today. Um, I always say to them, if you're trading the opening range gap, consider the 1 hour COT candle 8, candle 7, 8, 9. Okay. And as you can see here, if I take candle 7 as a range, the COT did a turtle shoe below, as you can see here. And then eventually candle 9 is going to be distribution candle, which has go up. The COT is present everywhere in every single chart. Even if I would have taken the 4 hour as a range, let's say in the 4 hour. So candle 2, 6, 10. Candle 2 was a range. Candle 6 close above it. If candle close above, which means for the next candle gonna explode on top again. So basically the CRT can be used as a toolbox to guide you on your bash. But if you want like sniping entries, understanding those gap, what should I be taken? You have to take in consideration the gap, what the session has been doing, where is the liquidity on the market, and only then you will be able to have entry like this, you know.
yeah, okay.
Yep,
Thank you.
all good. Est-ce qu'il y en a quelqu'un qui a une question par rapport à ça? Par rapport à market review, c'est une market review, ça. T'as des mots pour faire le tas là.
9:30.
Le diamant?
No, good.
Good.
Signal entrée pour 9:30.
9:30, 9:30, 9:30. So 9:30 was open here, and no fair value gap spotted, man. Up to 9:30. There was one fair value gap, mais get 9:30 ouvert ici. OK? Nous avons le premier fair value gap, which was at here, which is 9:35. If you would have taken a short here, normalement, toi, je prends un belle marge, hein, parce que je prends un short ici. It can work. Je peux prendre un short ici, like here. And you would have target London low. Pas mal. 780 ticks. Yes, 9:30 has occurred here. First FVG of 9:30, which is after 9:30. Yeah, 9:30 in play out. Tu une trade 9:30 là?
Non, je pense pas que ça fait value gap.
Ouais, le 1 minute, il était là. Les Marie, au fait, les petits net. Marie,
Moi,
petit.
les maris petit petit.
Attends. Not even a gap, man. Non, 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 me fait rire là. Not even a gap. Sorry. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Il n'y a pas une gap là. Ferme là. Non, non, not even a gap. Ça veut dire, na 40, open here, no fair value gap, 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 and then here. And then petit gap là. And then gap qui nous vient ici, but this invalidate your 930 parce qu'il fait invalidate your 930 to marry près avec how we call that? London Low. Basically, pour aujourd'hui, c'était plutôt pas 930, but reversal même. Même 930 pas nous que. Mais ça reversal là, oui. Si ça reversal là, nous que. À toucher à 100%. Mais pas de entre le 930. Non. Non. Confirme, tu pas là. Mais bon. It's a beautiful day. Despite market situation, man c'est qu'il réussit rentre marché, rentre en market, very good, congratulations. Man c'est qu'il rate l'entrée, don't worry, it happened. It happened. Des fois, il y a man, dans une minute, je suis capable de suivre quand il y a un break, quand il y a man, si ça fait comme moi, qui est capable d'empêcher prix, revient trace sur l'entrée. Mais des fois, avec les temps, tu parles de ton feeling. En fait, dans ICT Concept, ce que je te connais, ça level là, c'est un MSS, ouais. Mais on appelle lui aussi un IFOF. I-O, IFOF entry. IEOF entry. Ah, en fait, ICT, il y a différents types d'entrées. Il y a fini spectre qui, du moment où tu gagnes un chiffre, tu peux n'importe un troisième gain de la forme, tu finis place de l'entrée ici même là, le chiffre là ici. Quand tu rentres le chiffre là ici, par rapport à ça, là, ben, au fait, tu es capable de gagner l'entrée. Effectivement, il me prend l'entrée là, comme je viens de trouver ici, ça candle là. Après, il pousse, il rallye up. Mais il y a différents types. Tout dépend, hein, combien tu study chart, how deep you have want. Moi, PSU, moi, je rentre dans de bloc, même si moi je connais, je peux rentrer dans de bloc. Ben, si tout le temps, je rentre dans faire value gap. Je suis content de faire value gap. Ben, ouais, je ne vais pas gagner aujourd'hui, ça va. Mais demain ou après-demain, on va besoin de gagner une entrée. Anyway, that's it for today. Pour un market recap, et allé à 8h30. Mas que nos Zoom, eu expliquer de tips how to use those gaps. Dans quelles conditions nous avons connaître qui bon bien servi gap là pour long, pour short. Un man petit tips qui avait dit. So it will be dans 30 minutes nous faire ça Zoom là. Et ce qui pour présent, ben comment j'en ça good?
Good.
Good. Allez, take care. See you all on there, tout dans 30 minutes.
Oh, hello, Ash.
Yes.
I've heard a lot of things about you from Quebec. He loves you too much. He's been telling me about how you played.
All right.
This is the first time I see Quebec very excited about you. You're so excited about you.
Well, good. Well, at least he got, in trading, it's just a game. It's not a game of probability. I always say this to everybody. We all like technician in the market. So we gotta treat our market, our chart with logic. This is what I keep doing every single day. When I see a chart, I'm not just gonna say because this was supposed to happen like this, it's gonna happen like this. No, you are like technician. We're like fighting millions of people around the world. There are traders, institutional traders, normal traders. Everybody is smart into a way. We're just gonna figure out how to do things correctly.
Yeah, but I don't know how you could trust the charts because it's been manipulated so far.
Yeah, but I know everybody was talking bad market condition and everything. But for me, it was a perfect entry. I'm gonna say just one thing. I trust liquidity. I trust what I see on chart, and I don't care what I see on social media. I don't care what overtrader has said or even like news, political news or anything. It doesn't matter as long that you have a proper risk management, you following your rules. Doesn't matter. This is how trading works, actually. Well, see you guys in 30 minutes for next session. Take care, everybody.
Take care.